Cash circulation is very important today because despite the growth in innovative payments on a global scale, we're still seeing the cash in circulation increase, both in value and in volume. So we still feel that efficiencies and further securities in cash is critical for all markets. Well, there's always more pressure, obviously, from because of some of the companies globally are pressuring through the media to make a cashless society. They talk about less cash. They talk about cash is dirty. So there's a lot of myths that are being talked about, especially focused on a war on cash. And we feel that cash needs to be defended in a way. But also as an equal opportunity payment, because cash is but one of many payments. Well, we heard today from Mr. Davydenko that despite the fact that there's a lot of cashless efforts going on here, cash in circulation is also increasing, similarly to what we're hearing everywhere. So it's not that much different from everywhere in the world. And part of the reasons for that is that there is a little bit of a general thought that cash is still a means of savings. So there is some hoarding, obviously, within the general population. There is less, let's say, confidence in the financial system. So people on the whole, and then from a traditional and cultural point of view, cash is still being used because it's self-limiting. From a budgetary point of view, you know that if you spend what you have, then you have no more to spend. And so credit cards, of course, they are very useful. I use cash and credit cards, and most everybody does, but they're for specific uses, for high value purchases, etc. But cash is still very important in our society. There is what I mentioned is that cash in circulation continues to grow both in value and in volume. So in Europe, for example, I don't know the statistics, especially in Russia, but in Europe, for example, some markets have very much adopted cashless transactions, so non-cash transactions. United Kingdom is one of them, France is one of them, Sweden, Netherlands, and so there's initiatives done by both at the central bank level and at the financial institutions level. And yet again, the euro currency, for example, continues to grow in all markets. So southern countries, southern European countries is somewhat different. They're more cash dependent. Still in some countries, yes. I mean, the global financial crisis has had some obvious effects. There's been more regulation has been implemented everywhere across the board because when you look at it from that perspective, that's what failed. That's what caused that to happen. And I think everyone has to be a little bit more careful now. Does cash still have the major role? It does, because in the end, it's the final savings, if you will, of the general population. And that trend, we can't see that going away for the longest time, at least not in my generation. I very much enjoyed the fact that there was quite a lot of people here, so it's very well populated, very well attended. I haven't yet had a chance to look at the booth, so I'm looking forward now to visit some of the exhibition areas. And I think the lineup of the program has been very good. The first session was fantastic. We had some very high-level speakers apart from myself, from Sberbank and VTB24 and the Central Bank of Russia. So I've already have a very good feelings starting off. It seems so, at least from what everybody is telling me. I'm seeing that it's a reflection of what's going on within the Russian cash circulation, and that's what I'm looking forward to the next 2 days. So Plus Forum is very interesting for us to have been invited to come, and we're very happy to have been here. We hope that from a general point of view, not only in Russian but a global perspective, it's important that these topics are discussed so that we can all be better at what we do.